That's on Instagram.
So we're live on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Mo.
And I'm Ked.
And together we're
Ked and Moe.
Is that cheesy?
I laugh every time we do that.
I think it's kind of cheesy, but I like it.
Hey Alexis, Tyrell, what up?
Tyrell in his house.
That's my partner right there, Tyrell. That's a good guy. If anybody knows Tyrell, they know he's a good guy. Very good guy.
Okay, so like Ked said, it's still time to plan your vacations for 2020. I know some of you probably already have some planned out, paid for, but if you don't, you have time to contact us, get your quote, pay your deposit, and start making payments.
Hey Angel, hey Caddy.
Okay, so we're going to start with talking about, we're just going to touch on the Real ID.
Real ID.
Some of you may have heard about the Real ID. I actually have mine here, but
we don't want to show them. I got a picture.
It is It is required. It's going to be required starting October 1st, 2020, for you to have a Real ID to travel. And your Real ID is just your driver's license, but it's a different type of license. It has a star at the top. It has some type of star at the top. In other states, you may see it a little differently, but you have to have that to be able to travel domestically, to fly domestically, actually. So get your Real IDs. Last year, October, my birthday, I had to update my license. It was expiring. So when I got to the highway department, they said, do you want to get the Real ID or do you want your regular license? I don't even know why why would they even ask you or give you the option if you need it? I guess they figure everybody isn't traveling or flying, but at some point you may. So it was additional cost to get the Real ID for me. But I went ahead and updated to the Real ID, although I do have a passport, and Zoanne is asking a question now. If you have a passport, do you need the Real ID? So, as I stated, the Real ID is for domestic flights and also like entry into federal buildings and a few other things. So they're just trying to transition everybody to the Real ID. So you will need it to fly domestically. If you have a passport, which currently a passport is not required to travel domestically. But if you don't have the Real ID, you can use the passport instead to travel in the U.S., to fly in the U.S.
Yes. Definitely, if you have the passport, you will not need the Real ID to fly internationally. You need a passport to fly internationally regardless. But domestic, you can use your passport versus your Real ID. But without the Real ID, you can't get onto a military base. You can't go inside of any federal facility. You're not supposed to go in there without the Real ID.
And your domestic flight is just any flight within the U.S. So the Real ID is for any flight within the U.S. And your passport is needed regardless for any flight internationally outside of the U.S. So, does anyone have their Real ID already? I know I just got mine in October. Sometimes if you think you're not going, sometimes it's good to get it even if you think you're not going to need it. Your license is what? Good for how many years now? 10 years?
10 years. You're going to have to get it.
Yeah, it's hard to predict if you're going to fly within 10 years or not. Just get the Real ID. Okay, so speaking of passports, you want to move on to passports?
Yes, passports.
Okay. Let's start with that.
Definitely going to go over some things about a passport. This is how your passport application will look. We're not going to go through the passport application today in detail, but you can pick them up from your local post office, or you can go online and print the PDF version out.
Yeah, so like Ked said, go to the post office. You can pick up your application. You can come to us. We have some here. We can give you your passport application here. We can even help you fill it out if you want us to. But just make sure you actually, and it tells you this, but you got to read it. It tells you, where does it say that? I thought it told you to read before you fill it out. Anyway, I thought it told you, or before it told you to actually read everything before you start filling it out, which is a good point, because there are some things in here you will need to know before you start, like signing. They want you to sign it at the post office in front of the person that's taking the application. So that's one reason to read all the instructions before you start filling it out. But always get two or three from the post office, so that you can start over if you mess up. So
what's up, Op? What's going on, Kevin?
Okay, so a few things. Do not sign your application before you submit it to the post office. You will need the completed application and your long form birth certificate. Now, if you're like me, well, it's 2020 now. I got mine a while ago. I didn't know a long form birth certificate exists. My mama never showed me mine. So, you will need that, and if you don't have it, you can go to the Social Security office to pick one up, and most places will let you get one the same day. I think in Columbia.
Yeah, I think it's like the DHEC. You can go to something now. One time you used to have to go to either Columbia or Orangeburg to get your loan form.
Oh, did I say the Social Security office? I did.
But I think it's all in the same building in something. I know it's the DHEC
but
building.
It's yeah. I'm sorry.
But you get your loan form birth certificate from there. Yeah, it's from DHEC.
It's from DHEC. But the loan form birth certificate does cost, it was, I think when I got mine was maybe $12 or $13. So it doesn't cost that much, but you can mail in for it, but then they'll mail it back. Of course, that'll take time. Mm-hmm. So get it early. Look for it early. Get it from your mama. Marshalda's on here saying now that her mama holds hers hostage.
And it's not the one with your feet on it. Yeah.
But it's different in different states. Yeah. It does look different in different states. But you need your loan form birth certificate. You need the completed application. You also need, what else you need, Ked?
Well, we need completed application, loan form. Oh, you need your picture.
He's a photographer.
You definitely need your picture. I'm going to try to set up something at our new location where we can possibly do pictures for you. I just need to get the correct coloring for the background, because you can't use any background.
Yeah, so your passport pictures right now, you can get them at like CVS. Like Ked said, he'll be doing them very soon.
The post office does them.
Post office does them as well.
So your passport will cost you $110. Then the application fee is $35, should be, and then the post office will charge you $15 for the picture, so you end up paying $160.
It's $160
for your passport. Yeah, it went up.
Okay. So, and if you followed us lately, you would see that we did a passport giveaway. Mm-hmm. So we're excited about that. And
Jennifer won the passport. Yeah, we're waiting on Jennifer to go ahead and get a passport.
Her application, and all she has to do is fill out the application, and we're going to pay for it for her.
Jennifer, if you're watching, get your application.
Actually, let's mail one to her
and fill it out.
You can mail one to her. Marshalda just made a good point. You can actually go online and submit an application to get that loan form birth certificate at vitalrecords.com. And she's saying it's $27, and it will be mailed to you in about 2 weeks. So just don't wait till the last minute to get your birth certificate. If you know you want to get a passport this year, just go ahead and make that step to get that. Let's see.
Yep, and just like Kathy said, you need to make sure the name on your birth certificate matches what you put on your passport application, because a lot of people that fill in that generation gap right there, that had midwives and stuff like that, the midwives spelled their names wrong on the birth certificate. Like my dad name is spelled Larnell. But my grandma originally spelled it with an O, so his name was Lornell. And for years, I mean, every paper that he signed, my dad put Larnell because that's how they taught him to spell it in school. But it wasn't Larnell. It was Lornell. So it was Larnell versus Larnell. And you don't even want to hear the story about her father.
You don't want to hear the story about my daddy. All I got to say is he waited to the very last minute to get his passport for the wedding. And he almost didn't make it because his name apparently was not spelled the way he thought it was originally. And y'all, I don't know how he went his whole life like that with jobs and I don't know. All I know is it's possible. It's very possible. And I had a client once that thought she knew her husband's name until they applied for their passport. And I don't know if she's watching now, but that was a funny story. So just make sure get your documentation early. Don't wait till the last minute. But you don't need your passport to actually book with us. We do need to book it in the name that's going to be on your passport. But if you don't have it, you can still book, put your deposit down, and then go ahead and apply for the passport. So for adults, passports are valid for 10 years.
Yes, for 10 years. And for children, they are valid for 5 years, and that's up until the age of 15. So if a child gets his passport anywhere within that gap, it's only going to be good for 5 years.
5 years.
And another thing with the 1 to 15, it's a form that you have to fill out with the passport application, but both parents have to fill out the passport application for the child to get the passport. So if you're not currently with the person or have full custody with of the child, both parents have to fill out the application for your child to get a passport.
Yeah, that's a good point. Both biological parents have to consent to the child receiving a passport, and I don't have to explain why. I'm sure you guys know why. But if both of you aren't going to be at the post office to submit the application, the parent that's not going to be there has to write a letter and get it notarized.
Yep, they have to get it notarized, giving you permission to submit that application for them to get the passport.
And you will have to have a copy of the parent's ID that's not there submitting the application. So they just want to make sure that both parents are aware of the fact that the child is getting the passport. So if both of you can't make it, you have to send that documentation with the other parent. And in addition to that, when you're traveling with the minor,
you need another letter.
Another letter. Now, they may not ask for it because, we did this for the wedding and we had kids traveling with us. And I don't think they actually asked anyone for the letter. But if they do ask, you better have it.
Yeah, it's good to have it. And you have to get that letter notarized. So it's basically a letter from the other parent.
The parent that's not going on the trip.
Yeah, it's basically saying that they know that you're taking their child out of the country. And you will be bringing them back on this certain day. Yeah,
so that you're giving them permission to take the child out of the country, and they know that they're going. And Zoanne just made a good point because she learned the hard way. When you're taking the photocopy of the ID with you, of the parent that's not going to be at the post office with you, you need a copy of the front and back of the driver's license. The front and back. Like I said, Zoanne learned the hard way because Gerard wasn't able to go with her. So it's not just for parents that, aren't together anymore. It's
Kimmy.
Even if you're together and you just can't make it that day, or if you're together and you're going on vacation with just you and the kids, you still need that letter from the other parent stating that they are aware and they give consent of the child going out of the country.
Correct.
So,
there's another form. I felt like I printed mine out. offline. It's another form you have to fill out for the child when you turn in the actual regular application. Mm-hmm. It's 2 forms.
Marshalda said, is the cost the same for kids and adults?
I believe so. I believe I paid the same amount for Treasure. I'm pretty sure I paid the same amount for Treasure's passport as I paid for mine. Now, that part I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure.
If it's not the exact same, it's still close to it.
Yeah, it's close.
Let's see. And all of the information that we're giving you is pretty much on this application. It's just a lot on here, and you would have to read it. And also, once you book with us, we do provide assistance and guidance throughout the whole time. Booking your trip, getting ready for your trip, getting your passports together if you don't have it. So we'll be there every step of the way, and that's part of the value of booking with the travel agent. So for cruises, passports are not required,
but it's best to have one.
Mm-hmm.
It's best to have a passport any place you go outside of the United States of America. Because if something happens, you're going to need your passport to get home. If you're on a cruise, mm-hmm. and you go to the Bahamas and you end up going to the club one night and the boat leaves you.
Not a good example.
You're going to need your passport to get home because you can't get on the next boat unless you're lucky. And you can't fly back without the passport. And it's going to take forever for somebody to send you a new passport.
So it's not required, but it is recommended for the cruises, but like we said, it's not required. But for international flights, any flight outside of the U.S., you must have your passport to travel. So one thing I always do when we're about to leave the house to head for the airport, I do a passport check. And I tell everybody that's in the car, check your passport. Let me see it, like pull it out and look at it. Don't say, oh, yeah, it's in that bag. Like actually look at it because for one, I'm not staying behind with you when you realize that you don't have the passport at the airport. And for 2, that's the only thing we cannot replace when it's time to go.
Yep.
You can replace any type of toiletry, clothes, shoes. You can buy anything else that you need except for that passport. So always do that passport check. Thank you, Zoanne. Zoanne just gave us a shout out. Whoop, whoop. She's talking about the wedding. Yeah, we told y'all the last time we took like 63 people with us to Cancun for our destination wedding, and we were the travel agents and the bride and the groom. So we had a team helping us like actually plan the wedding though. But yeah, it was tough. Okay, let's see.
If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah, any questions about the passport? Let me see if we left anything out that we wanted to tell you guys today. We always recommend, like when you're at your resort or overseas, always lock up your passport in your safe, because you don't want anything to happen to it. You don't want it to come up missing because it would be very tough for you to get back. So, hey, Kelly. So we always tell people to make copies of it, have copies with you, and lock your passport up because you need it to get back as well. And let's see, what else, kid?
That's about it.
Oh,
I don't want to give them too much. I don't give them too much. Let me stop now.
This is free. This is free for y'all.
Oh yeah, 6 months. How's that? Word that one for me. Basically your passport needs to be valid. It cannot expire within 6 months of your travel. You have to go get a new passport because if something happens and you're over there and your passport expires, once again, you can't get home. It makes it difficult. Something could happen. God forbid you get over there, I don't know, get locked up. Might take you 6 months. It might take you 6 months to get home, and if your passport expired 3 months prior, you're there.
But they won't let you travel anyway.
Yeah, but they won't let you travel.
If your passport expires within 6 months of your travel date, they won't let you go. So
yeah. So you have to get a new one.
You have to get a new one. So look at your passport expiration date, y'all. Anytime you book a trip, check that expiration date to make sure it's not expiring within 6 months, because once again, you will get left at the airport, because I don't know who's going to stay behind with you. Would you stay behind with me, Ked? Ked.
Marcella said, leave the examples alone.
Ked.
Would I stay? Yeah, of course.
You'll stay behind with me?
Because my passport should be good, so.
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
If you get left behind, I'm going to have to stay with you.
Like, no, I mean here. Like, if my passport expires and they don't let me go.
Here,
would you stay behind at home with me?
I'll make sure.
Huh?
We'll answer that one later.
See, y'all, ain't nobody your own husband won't even stay with you.
Took me a long time to pay that thing down.
We'll handle that
to
later.
Make them payments.
We'll handle that later. But I know my mama told me she ain't staying. So, I don't know. Get your passports. I know some of you already have your passport. Like I said, if you already do, keep an eye on that expiration date. And make sure it's not expiring. So, any questions about the passport, about the Real ID?
Or travel-related questions.
So, I'm just going to mention the visas very quickly. Some countries require that as well, in addition to the passport. Like Dubai does require a visa. You can get those right on the spot once you get there. But if you ever are booking a vacation that requires it, of course we'll let you know, and we'll guide you through the process at that point for that as well.
Zoanne said I should make sure your passport is good before we even get to the airport.
That's true, Zoanne. But sometimes things happen. You know, I'm gonna be good, and it's really him. We're gonna get to the airport one day, and his is gonna be expired, not mine. I'm good. I'm good.
We'll both be staying home.
Oh, now we both gotta stay home. Okay. I'll be like, Treasure. Okay.
Kelly said she was late. She said, well, what about the kids? Does kids require application?
Yes. The kids does require both parents to be involved in the application process, Kelly. If
unless you got full custody, I believe. Yeah, if you got full
custody.
If
you have papers, some type of family court documentation, then you may not need the father's ID and a letter from him as well, Kelly, stating that he gives permission for the child to receive a passport. But there are some exceptions, but you will need to seek guidance from an attorney to get different types of exceptions.
And this is only from the ages of 1 through 15.
Yeah.
At 16 and 17, they can apply for their own passport with proper ID.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so 1 through 15, the child passport only lasts for 5 years, and 16 and up is 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, but you will have to get both parents to agree.
Yeah. Yep. And we found out, like, even if they're incarcerated. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's certain things where you'll have a little leeway. Is Millie getting a passport soon?
She need to get Millie a passport.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, people who have felonies, they can also apply for passports. I think as long as you're not on some kind of probation, you can apply for your passport. So don't let that discourage you. Mm-hmm. I've had people that said, I can't get my passport because I'm a felon. Once you've done your time, you've done your time. So you can apply for a passport.
And when applying for the passport, make sure you have all of the documentation that you need. If you have, certain circumstances and you need other types of documentation, make sure you have everything, because that will delay the processing of your passport. Like I said, what happened with my dad with his passport, like it delayed the processing. And it's tough to get in touch with someone over the phone there. Even though they send you a letter with a number, you're talking to a call center. You're not talking to anyone that can do something to help you. So it took us a while to get the approval for his passport, and it didn't help that he waited until the last minute to try to get it. So just don't wait till the last minute. Make sure you have all of the information and documentation that you need submitted with the application at the beginning, and everything will go smoothly. It takes about they tell you what do they say, 2 months?
Yeah, I think it was like 2-3 months.
But if you turn in everything initially, like I've seen it come back within 3 weeks.
Yeah, within 3 to 4 weeks, I've seen them come back.
Yeah, but don't bank on that. Do it early. But you can also, if you need it right away, you can do a fast track and actually get it sooner, or go pick it up from a location like in Atlanta or DC. So there's different things you can do.
Oh, we got a question on Instagram. It says, how do payment trip when multiple families are in different locations? It's pretty much the same way if you're doing payments. Once you have your deposit, you can make payments however you want to. You just have to have the trip paid off 45 days before leaving. If you have families in multiple locations, you probably just want to, communicate with them, figure out how you're going to do payments. If you want to do something monthly or every month, you kind of just got to stay on the same page with that.
Yeah, and even though you may be on the same booking, you don't have to fly from the same airport. Like if, say for instance, me and Marshelda, we booked together to go somewhere. She's in Texas, I'm in South Carolina. Like we can customize your package to where your flight is from here, my flight is from there, and we'll keep track of the payments that each person make.
Yep. And back to Grizzly Bear on
that's Blair.
Blair on Instagram.
Hey Blair. Blair's waiting on a quote from us now.
You better get it to her. With the multiple families, pretty much every family that books together, or any couple, anything like that, will have their own booking number. So if we booked your family together, pretty much everybody will be under that one number. And any payment that is applied will apply to that booking number. So you may have 40 people that's going, but everybody's not under one package.
He said, do you have multiple? Yeah, it's still payment plans. It's still payment plans when it's families in different locations. Looks like Kelly's trying to plan a Disney cruise for Millie's 10th birthday, and looks like Marshelda's trying to go, and Zoanna's trying to go. Kelly, let's do it.
Yeah, Blair. So don't worry, if you got about 50 people you need us to take care of, don't worry, we're gonna take care. We take all the headache out of this for you.
Right.
All we need is their names, the locations they're flying from, and the email.
Yep, they'll deal directly with us, so they don't have to call you for questions or submit payments to you. They can deal directly with us. But some people do it differently. 2022. So we got.
I can't go.
Why you can't go in 2022?
Because that's gonna be my class. Yeah, and we're doing something real big. I don't know if we're gonna be able to afford
Kelly,
both
I'm
of
going. I'm going on a Disney cruise.
Yeah, she can go.
Any other questions? We don't want to hold y'all up too long. It's been 30 minutes. We're 4 minutes over right now. So, Travel Tuesdays with Ked and Moe. We're excited about what 2020 is going to bring for us and for you.
Hey, Angel.
And we are excited to send you there. So be patient with us on the quotes. We're getting a lot of requests from Facebook, Instagram, our website, just, direct emails to us. So just try to be patient with us. If we're taking too long, feel free to follow up with us or call us so that we can help you and book early.
I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but I'm trying to plan a couples trip for the end of the year. So if anybody want to go, just, keep that in your mind. I'm thinking around November, October.
November will be good. October's my birthday.
Maybe December. So that's just a side note.
Look out for the couples trip with Ked and Moe.
What year is it? 2020?
2020.
2020? Okay.
Damn.
These years. All right, I think that's it. Anybody got any more questions?
Happy birthday, Zoanne.
Oh, shoot.
Thank y'all for tuning in. We will be back with you next Tuesday. Travel Tuesdays. And what are we talking about next week? We don't know yet. Are we going to talk about that?
We may.
We may. We'll let you know.
I think that's a good topic.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good topic to talk about.
Okay, well.
We love you too, Kelly.
Love you, Kels. Happy birthday. Kelly just had a birthday recently.
Oh, so we ending?
Yeah, I think we're about to go.
What's our outro?
So thanks for tuning in. I'm Mo.
And I'm Ked.
And together we're
Ked and Moe. Oh, we got to come up with something different.
Yeah, if y'all got something in mind, let us know, because I think we doing it wrong or something.
I don't know.
Maybe you're supposed to say I'm Ked, and
maybe
say that. Say yours first.
Hold on. Okay, I'm Ked.
And I'm Mo.
And together we are Ked and Moe. It's still the same.
Well, hit us up because we're excited to plan your intriguing escape. How about that? Caddy said we need a mother's trip. You get a mother's trip like every year, but okay, I got it. Okay. Marshalda said stop. Marshalda, when you come up with something better for us, then we will stop. Help us out.
Zoanne laughing. That's messed up.
We love y'all. Thanks for your support. Thanks for booking with us.
Hey, Anna.
Thanks for traveling with us. Thanks for watching our live.
Yep. Instagram and Facebook.
Mm-hmm. And follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube, Intriguing Escapes with Ked and Moe. Follow us on Facebook, Intriguing Escapes with Ked and Moe.
We also have the website.
Follow us on Instagram, Intriguing Escapes with Ked and Moe. And website?
Website, Intriguing Escapes with Ked and Moe. Everything is Intriguing Escapes with Ked and Moe.
That's right.
All right, we love you too, Marcelda.
We love y'all.
All right, we're going for real this time.
Bye.
Peace.